If you're like most people, you do a little bit of research before you move somewhere, and then you often rely on what others have to say about an area. Well, given I'm a realtor here in Southern Oregon and I currently live in Grants Pass, I figured I'd do a video focused on some of the things that I think you should know before you move here. Hey everyone, my name is Simona Fino. Welcome to Living Southern Oregon. So Grants Pass has been a pretty popular topic on my channel, so I thought today I would share some of the more important things that I think you should know about Grants Pass. Now at this point, I think most everyone knows the grim reality of Grants Pass is that we, like the rest of Southern Oregon, deal with wildfires and smoke. Now it's very easy to forget about this when we're in the midst of winter or spring, but the fact is, come summer, the threat does become real. In fact, you're going to notice that a lot of people here plan for smoke in the months of July, August, and September. And what that means is they're planning their outdoor events, they're scheduling them early in the summer or later in the fall just to avoid the potential of smoke. They're planning to be out of the area in the summers and they leave and maybe head somewhere where there's less risk of smoke, like the coast or even out of state. We're also starting to see increased temperatures in the summer months, and it's not uncommon to be 100+ degrees for several weeks. So if heat and smoke really bother you, or if you have health issues that are exacerbated with heat and smoke, this area might not be for you. Another downside to Grants Pass is its lack of diversity, and this is in huge part due to the fact that Oregon considered itself an all-white state for a very long time and kept its racist laws in place longer than most states. It was also a stronghold of the Ku Klux Klan in the 1920s, and believe it or not, there was a resurgence of the KKK in the 1980s and 90s. And then I read that around that same time, there was an Aryan Nations organizing drive plan, but thankfully that was canceled after there were anti-racism protests. Now, as I've mentioned in other videos, Grants Pass was the last town to remove its sundown town sign. So racism is something that has just been strongly embedded in our history here, and a lot of those belief systems unfortunately carry through to today. Now, as you can imagine, it's not a spot that many people of color are flocking to or maybe even feel welcome. Currently, about 85% of the population here is white. 7.6% is Hispanic or Latino, and the rest are made up of other ethnic groups, and that includes Black, Asian, Native American. Now, all that said, things have shifted a bit, and they're continuing to shift. There's a lot of organizations doing some great work in this arena, and one great example is the Oregon Remembrance Project, so definitely check them out. Now, personally, I think diversity is something that is not only welcomed, it's necessary. Getting to know people from other cultures and races, it really helps foster understanding and it minimizes fear. And guess what? We as humans tend to fear the unknown. So the more that we know these people and the more that we know, the less we fear. I also believe diversity fosters resilience and it strengthens our communities. Anyway, if you are someone who values diversity and you want that to be part of your daily world, Grants Pass might not be for you. At least not yet. Let's change that, shall we? All right, next let's talk about location. So Grants Pass is a good 40 minutes to Medford and a good hour to Ashland, which is a pretty long haul for a daily commute. Medford is where you're gonna find more shopping. It's gonna be the bigger stores like Costco, and they have nicer entertainment spots like their movie theaters and bowling alleys. Now, one thing to think about is public transportation is really limited here. So if you're gonna live here, you're gonna want a car. Now, compared to bigger cities, one thing you'll notice is that driving is very easy here. We have very little traffic. The I-5 is a breeze, and you're looking at beautiful mountains as you drive. But if you're wanting to live somewhere where you don't need a car, I would not recommend Grants Pass. Finding work in Grants Pass can also be really challenging because, first of all, it's a small town and there aren't many large businesses hiring. Now, there seem to be a solid amount of jobs with smaller businesses, but they typically can't pay more than $15 to $20 an hour. Now, if you're in healthcare, I think you'll have no problem finding work as we really need healthcare providers. And I'm told those positions pay really well, which also is to say that our healthcare is a little lackluster. A lot of folks also opt to work remotely, so that's another option that could work for you. All right, finally, this is the topic that nearly everyone talks about when they talk about Grants Pass, which is our unhoused population. And this is due to lack of affordable housing and lack of support for those dealing with mental health and drug addiction issues. Now, in an effort to deal with this, Grants Pass has set up a city-owned campsite where homeless individuals can legally camp. And the site provides basic amenities. It's got shade, it's got porta potties, dumpsters, and guess what? Just last week, the Grants Pass City Council approved a grant to fund a low-barrier homeless shelter and MINT, Mobile Integrative Navigation Team. They're the ones that's going to be managing that, and you can Google that and research that more. Now, the city's response to homelessness definitely sparks mixed reactions. Some people are super excited about the camps, and some people not so much. So some people want more support and they want more housing. Some people don't want the camps because they feel like the crime associated is just too much. The thing I like to keep in mind is compassion. Homeless folks face a tough time. Those campsites, yeah, they offer some shelter, but they don't protect you from the drenching rain we're experiencing right now or the icy cold that comes with winter. There's also no running water, so hygiene is difficult to maintain. So as we come up with these solutions, I think it's also just really important to remember they are human beings and they deserve to be treated as such. Now, for a lot of people, the political and religious climate of an area is something that plays a role in deciding whether to move somewhere or not. Grants Pass leans politically conservative, and the local policies often reflect conservative values. You're also going to find a pretty strong religious culture here because there are churches on just about every corner. Now, I'm not sure if it's church related or not, but a lot of businesses and restaurants close on Sundays, which makes downtown a bit lackluster and sometimes frustrating if you were hoping to do something other than church on a Sunday. And then there's the gun culture, which is common in rural and conservative areas. So you're going to find many people in Grants Pass own guns for hunting, self-defense, or recreational shooting, and there are lots of stores offering firearms and ammunition. All right, so those are the things that I think are probably the most important for you to think about and maybe not always mentioned if you're considering a move to Grants Pass. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to Grants Pass. There's amazing things here, and those are things that I've mentioned in previous videos, so go back and you can learn more. But if you like this video, you know what to do. Just like and subscribe, please. All right, once again, my name is Simona Fino. I am a real estate agent here, and if you are considering to move out this way and you want to learn more about specific neighborhoods, about the area, or just talk about the local market, I am always happy to help. Just give me a call at 541-326-2552. I also have all my contact info in the boxes below. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.